Life is precious, and we all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. Unfortunately, so few of us know how to manage it all. How do we account for our opportunities? How do we account for our time? How do we account for our relationships, health, spirituality, homes, finances, influence, and careers? How do we account for the one life we have to live? I am so glad you asked. In this program, you will find answers to all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore.
What up? What up? What up? What's happening? Welcome back today. Have you ever heard people talk about work-life balance? That's something that became very popular in the 90s, especially in this field of accounting and tax, where a lot of people go work for CPA firms and have to work like 80 hours a week. So today we're going to talk about how to balance faith, family, and career. And we're going to do like we always do. We're going to check out what God said. We're going to check out what's in the Word, because that's where we find practical lessons that we can use to account for our life. So as I was considering work-life balance and balancing faith, family, and career, I had to just, always go from the context of experience. I go from the context of where have I been? I go from the context of what have I learned? And so when I think about work-life balance or family, faith, and career, I'm going to tell you, I made a lot of mistakes here. Early on, I made a lot of mistakes. Look, if you are a business owner, if you are someone who wants to go into business, if you're someone who's driven, maybe you're not in business, but you work a lot. Maybe you like, I'm not gonna say you like it, but maybe you spend 12 hours a day working, maybe 14, maybe you're always on your phone, maybe you're always sending out an email or text message, maybe you're always connected to the thing that you're trying to produce, the thing that you're doing. And you probably heard, man, you work all the time, man, you don't spend enough time doing what you should be doing. That's a whole nother conversation, doing what you should be doing when someone is telling you that. But if you're that kind of person, then that means today's episode is going to help us a lot, because I remember, Jay, you just work all the time, man. I remember hearing it. Like I worked around the clock. I'm talking about phone next to the bed, phones ringing at 10, phones ringing at 11. I'm picking up the phone. I'm dealing with all the situations. And it's just like, I remember when I was redeemed. I remember when I woke up one day and I said, that ain't my problem at 10 o'clock at night. That ain't my problem at 11 o'clock at night. Don't be calling me, because I don't even know you calling. I can't even tell you that I saw you. I can't even lie to you and say that, I saw that you were calling, because one thing that helped me balance out my career, my business, was I turned my phone off. And if it wasn't off, it's on silent. Even today, it stays on silent. I hate the sound of phones chiming, because I feel like as soon as the phone chimes, you have to respond. And I said, heck no. But that was through coaching. Someone had to say, hey, successful people, we don't respond to people. Well, we not sitting by our phone waiting and just messaging right back. Now, if we're on the phone, if it's that time of day, yeah, they do it. They focus on the most important thing, which is their business or the thing that they're producing. Now, here's the thing. I'm be honest here. When you're in a certain season, there's no balance, guys. That's a lie. There is no balance. Jesus didn't have any balance. He had no balance. It was the kingdom, and the kingdom or bust. Don't talk to me about nothing. He didn't want to talk to you about anything that was the kingdom. I can only imagine Jesus and someone coming up to him complaining about stuff. He's like, wait, what do you want? He would just say, well, what do you want? What do you want me to do? Because just tell me what you want me to do so I can get through it. So at the end of the day, we got to know, there's no balance. There's no balance in a certain season. I'm not saying you can't have it, but there's a price. Now, here's the thing, family and faith. let's talk about that real quick, because I'm gonna tell you that was displaced because being a religious person, growing up in religion, I did not understand faith, and I've talked about this before. So I'm just gonna touch on it really quick because I what I believed about faith was a lie. I've been having this conversation with a lot of my clients and individuals that I'm coaching, and inside of the word belief. Believe. What is the root word of it? I want you to find it. What is the root word of belief or believe? If you have to believe something, if you have a belief about something, then more than likely there's a lie right in the middle of it. And here's the problem with that is that when we're holding on to beliefs, we're typically holding on to a lie. What? We're holding on to a lie? Yes. Think about this. If I come to you as a tax strategist and someone who I'm looking for an opportunity, and the opportunity starts with, hey, I'm going to talk to a business owner, and they probably have a wrong belief about taxes. They have a wrong belief about money, have a wrong belief about accounting. They probably have a wrong belief about business. And so as a tax strategist and someone who's looking to provide advice and guidance, I have to actually break down a belief in order to work with a client. Because what happens is what you know about accounting, part of it is a lie because it's a belief. Well, what do you know about accounting? And they'll tell me, well, it's like this, it's like this. I says, oh, but you've never had tax strategy? No. Well, I don't think so. I kind of heard about it, but I don't really know much about it. Well, that's the first thing. Think about this. If you start a business without a strategy, where are you going to go? It's kind of like I think they said, if one person goes into the ditch, think about this. If one person is driving down the road, and sheeps do this all the time, sheeps would just jump into a ditch. Many people are just jumping right behind that sheep that just jumped into a ditch because they don't know anything about what it is that they're doing. They don't know what to spend their time on. They don't know where to go. Like I'm on the phone last night, with one of my clients, just, working her through some tough times. And the thing about tough times is that it's a mind, it's usually a mindset shift. I probably have to ditch a belief. And we was on the phone for about 30 minutes. And I love that she's a fast learner. I'm talking, she got it. Boom. She was like, oh, I got it. I got it, Jack. Man, wow. It's almost like it's like she's there. She has the spiritual mindset. She's like, she knows all the stuff, but she needed someone to come in and say, hey, not that. Get rid of that. And when I told her get rid of that, she says, I got it. Wow. So there's a belief problem. I've had many belief problems. And I'm still, look, guys, like I'm here showcasing myself, for thousands and, tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people to see me. And I'm not perfect. My business is not exactly where I want it to be yet, because it's not there yet. But here's the thing. It's here. It's there. It's there. In my mind, it's there. So, all right, let's get back. I'm going to finish this belief, because belief is going to drive your faith. And then we're going to talk about family. And then we're going to go into the word of God. So belief, that lie that we're holding on to is typically like when it comes to money, all the lies that we have to get rid of just so that we can really like I got rid of some lies last week. I was on a coaching call and I listened and I heard and I said, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of what I think. And I took the coaches. I said, Coach says, here, take how I think about it. I says, I'll take that. And since Friday, Literally, this is on Friday. Since Friday, I just been doing what he said. Whatever it was. You know what? It's my money. And literally just, I'm just doing what he says. Because at the end of the day, it's not that I want, like, of course you want to balance everything. Now, everything should be balanced. But here's the thing. If you're gonna get rich, you want to get rich, don't you? Come on now. Don't lie. Don't lie. See, because if you would lie and say you don't want to get rich, you'll lie about so many other things. So don't lie and say you don't want to get rich. Just say, yes, I do want to get rich. Don't worry about how you get rich. Just say, I do want to get rich. And so if you want to get rich, then there's probably not going to be any balance, because you're going to probably have to tip the scales to go in a certain direction, to push really hard. Anything that you've done, anything that you and I've done in our life that we've done for a long time, you probably had to just, like when I studied for the CPA, oh my goodness, I didn't see anybody. I remember my brother was like, yo, man, I'm not seeing you, man. You're not playing any ball. I wasn't playing no ball. I wasn't going nowhere. I went to work. I went to work 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day, got off work, went to a CPA study class, was there for 2 hours a night, come home, study something, go to bed, did that rinse and repeat for 6 months straight. Put on about 10, 15 pounds in the process because I wasn't doing nothing. No balance, because there was something that had to get done. CPA had to get done, and it got done because I didn't balance it. Because if I balanced it, it wouldn't have been none. But now let's finish up with family. Family is really important. I was listening in on the coaching call recently, and I was listening in. The gentleman, fellow accountant, was in business for a few years, and he had to go out of business because he couldn't. It wasn't working. He married, has 4 small kids, and him and his wife just decided, hey, it's probably best for him to get a job. So he got a job. So he's on the call. He's on a coaching call. He's asking coach, hey man, he's just kind of giving them some stuff, and coach was just like, dude, I mean, you're in a great field. So the fact that you did go get a job, that's good. Don't worry about it. Like, it's hard enough to be in business. The fact that you tried it, the fact that you did it, you recognize you had to get the income for your family. You did that. But here's the thing. Now you got to have a conversation with wifey, because if you're serious still about doing the thing, then you're still going to need time. You're still going to need time in a certain period to be able to go out and get clients on your off time. So the family has to understand that for the good of the family, hey, dad's going to have to work a little bit longer. Dad's going to have to spend some more time. So what happens is all of this is communication. All of this is just communication. So he said his wife is on a call as well. So that worked out because they want the same thing. And now everybody has to chip in. Like in that case, the wife has to chip in a little bit more with the kids, because as a man, our job is to provide for the family. Same thing that I've done. I would spend more hours working just so that I could provide. Like, the reason why we got this house is because I worked so many hours. Like, I worked a lot. I gave up a lot. And here's the thing. Would I do it that way again? As much as I would have to say I wouldn't, I can't say that I wouldn't, because it's gotten me right to where I am. So I have to say I would have to do it the same way just to get here. Yeah, would you want to get here faster? Yeah, that could always be. But here's the thing. Everybody has to learn lessons. The Word of God has a really good lesson for us today. And here's what it says down in Ephesians chapter 5. 15 and 16. It says, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Now let's look at this, because this is King James Version. So the King James Version, if you read this and you didn't understand what the heck, you probably don't know what the heck circumspectly means. It just means being prudent, right? Someone who values time. See, someone who says to themselves, you know what, I'm not going to waste my time, because fools waste time. See, we're talking about balance in faith, family, and career. So you can't waste time. So if you can't waste time, now in verse 16, it says redeem. It says redeeming the time because the days are evil. Wait. What in the world? We're going to read the whole thing again. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. So don't be dumb, right? Don't be dumb like the fools, prudent, disciplined. Be prudent for what it is that you're doing. Right? Because the fools are the ones who are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Redeem. Now, redeeming is an interesting word because, if you're a Christian and you heard the song Redeem, how I love to proclaim it, like redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. Here's the thing. No one knows what that word means. What does it mean? It means to regain. But it also means to buy back the time. Wait. Uh-oh. You have to buy back time. If you're going to balance faith, family, and career, the only way you can do it is you got to buy it. See, many of us, we will spend time doing things, not realizing that time is the greatest asset. Time is. Is time the greatest asset? Yeah, time is the greatest asset because if I came to you and say, hey, look, I'm going to give you $1 million today, you're going to be like, what do I have to do? Die. Oh, I ain't dying. That means your life, that means your time is more valuable than the money. So many people work for money or get paid by the hour. That's one of the worst ways to get paid, unless you get paid $10,000 an hour. I know people that get paid a lot of money, $40,000 an hour. And you say, how does somebody get $40,000 an hour? Because they bought back time. And because they bought back time, their time is so valuable that if you decide you want to talk to them for an hour, you got to pay me $40,000. $40,000. Whoa. So we're going to read this again. We're going to look at this balancing and we're going to get into a how-to so you can get out of here. So you're going to walk prudently. You're going to walk understanding, keeping your mind open to the wisdom, right? The wisdom that is available to you so that you can buy back your time. Your job as a person living on this planet, if you want to balance faith, family, and career, you're going to have to use something to buy back your time. That means that if you're in business, you got to buy it back. You got to have money to pay people. That's how you buy back time. Or the way you buy back time is, hey, you know what? Instead of having 1,000 clients, I only got 100 clients because those 100 clients now pay me 10, 20, 30 times more than the one client used to pay. So what's happening is you have less, but you have way more. So you got to buy back the time. Why? Because the days are evil. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You have no idea. So you got to do it today. Today. It's funny. I've been putting off a couple of things in my life for months and months and months, maybe even a year or two. And I finally said, the days are evil, man. I better take care of it. Because in this new season of Account for Your Life, there can be no area that I have not allowed myself to be accountable. It's interesting because I'm healthy, right? At least I believe I am. But I haven't been to the doctor in a long time. So I decided, you know what? Something said, man, make an appointment to go to the doctor. Not because you're sick, but because you just want to know your numbers. You just want the doctor to say, man, you're in great shape. Man, you got good blood pressure. Just that and the third. And just make it a point to go and get a checkup. I haven't been and I said, how can I be this person? How can I be this person and not at least do that? I said, okay, I got you. Literally, just irked me this week. I didn't spend time figuring out if I should do it or not. I literally, once I got the notion, I went and I called and set the appointment going next week. So let's close this out. How do you balance family, faith, family, and career? How do you do that? You're going to have to get obsessed with something. Get obsessed with your faith. Get obsessed with your family. Get obsessed with your career. You got to get obsessed with something that's going to help you to buy back time, right? Because as the word of God just said, we got to buy back the time. And in order to buy back the time, you're going to need leverage. You can have leverage in money. You can have leverage in your skills, right? Your skill could be a leverage, because if you're good, really good at what you do, then there's leverage there. That means you got to leverage your price. You got to leverage what you do and leverage how you deliver it. So the key is leverage. But for those who say, what if I don't have any leverage? No worries. No worries here. You're still going to have to get focused. You're going to get focused like never before, because look, nothing is free. Write this down on your paper, wherever you can put it. Nothing that I want is free. As much as I can offer a free ebook. Hey, here's my free ebook, but it's not really free. Why? It's not free because you actually got to pay. You're paying with your name and your email address. That's a payment. It's just framed a certain way. So as much as we like to get free things, it ain't free. So let's get that in our minds. Always look at, what is it costing me? Don't look at like, what is it costing me, right? That I cannot balance family, faith, and career. What is it costing me that I cannot buy back my time? What is it costing me that I can't be the person, or that I'm not living the life that I would like to live? What is it costing me? It's kind of like the coach was like, hey man, he ran through an equation of, hey, what's the most expensive thing in your life? And everybody's giving all the things, and really the most expensive thing in our lives was the difference between what we were making and that $1 million mark. So look, at the end of the day, we're living in the best of times. $1 million minus how much you're making is what is costing you every year that you don't do it. I'm gonna tell you, the first time I saw that exercise, I was like, bam, oh man, like, yo, what in the world? What was I thinking? So here's the thing. You want to balance your family, faith, and career. And I just said, how are you going to do that? Look at your skill set. Look at your mindset. So your skill set and your mindset, right? Now there's a third. I can't get into that one, but your skill set and your mindset is what you want to pay attention to today. Because typically, think about this, if you want something and you have a skill and you're not getting there, then there's something in the mindset that needs to be changed. And if there's something in the mindset that needs to be changed, then we have to take the mindset and discover the belief that's blocking, the lie. So if you want to actually realize this leveraging and buying back of time, I believe that's like two things you can look at: your skills, and don't tell me you don't have any skills. That part we're not gonna get into. Your skills, and then your mindset, right? And then in your mindset, there's a lie that we have to find. Or here's the thing, lastly, if you don't know what it is, don't worry, because most people can say, well, yeah, I don't know what it is. Okay, great. I'm thinking about you. If you don't know what it is, then find somebody who you would want to take their mindset and just use what they have. Then what you can do is suspend your beliefs and only do whatever they say. That's how you'll be able to do it. That's how you'll be able to balance. That's how you'll be able to buy back time so you can balance your faith, family, and career. Guys, I appreciate you for joining me for this episode of the Account for Life podcast. Don't forget, if you have not gotten the Get Your Breakthrough Now ebook on the website, go to thehealthyaccountants.com, download the book, read, listen to the book. You can, there's a way to listen to it as well. Go get it now. Go get it now so that you can do what it is that you know you want to do. Guys, I appreciate you. I love you. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Peace.
Thanks for joining us, listening friends. We are so glad you invested this time with us. Always remember, you only have one life to live, so live it to the fullest. This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.